Hello everybody, Don't Call Me Ryan, and welcome back to another mod review. And today we're going to be reviewing the Rival Rebels mod for version 1.7.10. And in this mod it adds a absolute ton of war and battle items, from really strong and kind of wacky weapons over there to some blocks over here that have really weird, unique things when actually built. And over here where the armor is, as well as a freaking nuke over here, and a smaller nuke, and some items like armor and troll face for some reason. But yeah, let's just get right into it with these component items over here and the weapons. So up first, this is the rod, and the rod is used for a lot of these weapons over here, but we'll get into those in a minute. And to make it, it takes 2 steel and a pliers. And just word to note is the pliers is probably one of the most important items in this mod, and we'll get into what their crafting recipes are in just a bit. And the first weapon over here, this is the M202RR. And to make it, it takes 3 rockets, a battery, a pliers, and 3 steel. And for the rockets over here, it takes a sand, a cobblestone, a dirt, and a gravel. And another word of note is the crafting recipes that look kind of like this, with sand, gravel, dirt, and cobblestone and gravel. I don't know why I said cobble twice. It always is randomized in different directions that craft different things, but yeah, that's the rocket to make the M202RR. And the next one is the flamethrower. And to make the flamethrower, it takes 3 fuel, a battery, a pliers, and 3 steel. And to make fuel, it takes a dirt, a sand, a gravel, and a cobblestone in this crafting recipe right here to get 16 fuel. And up next, this is the Tesla. And to make the Tesla, it takes 4 batteries, a pliers, and 3 steel. And to make batteries, it takes cobble, gravel, sand, and dirt in that recipe format to make 4 batteries. And here are the pliers that you can make, and to make it, it just takes 2 cobblestone like so. So it essentially is like making shears. So that's the recipe for pliers. And up next is a kind of weird item. This is the sapper shovel. And to make the sapper shovel, it takes a cobblestone, a dirt, sand, and gravel in that crafting recipe to make the sapper shovel. And it pretty much is just a shovel, but for some reason you can attack with it. I don't know what it's used for. This is the Cuchillo, I think. That's how you pronounce it. And to make it, it takes a cobblestone, gravel, cobblestone in that format to get 5 Cuchillos. And to actually show it off, it is pretty much just a throwing knife. So we'll throw it like that. And you get 5 of them, but yeah, it's pretty much just a throwing knife. So we'll go back in here and put those back. Up next, this is the gas grenade. And to make the gas grenade, it takes a gravel, dirt, cobblestone, and sand in that format, like so. And essentially how these work is it will, once you throw it, it throws this gas little thing right here. And when you're inside it, it gives you slowness, poison, nausea, and blindness. So really not good to deal with, and you can actually pick it up, the toxic gas. It's an item right here, but eventually this will go away. But yeah, that's the gas grenade. And up next, this is the pill. And to make the pill, it takes a seed, a milk bucket, a water bucket, and a fuel. And what the pill does is it will give you a random effect with slowness. And there is a different variant, but if you make the pill, it pretty much will cure you of pretty much any bad effect you have. And for some reason it makes a gas noise, but yeah, that's the pill. And right here, this is the experimental pill, which to make it, it takes a seed, a milk bucket, a water bucket, fuel, a gas grenade, a rocket, and a troll face. And we'll get into how you make the troll face in a bit. But essentially how the experimental pill is you pretty much are destined to either get a good effect or a bad effect. So I'll eat it, and there's a phrase in, I think that's German. I'll put it up on screen what that translates to if you don't know what that means. But it essentially gave me really good effects with a bit of slowness. So yeah, good effects. But if you're unlucky, okay, well, it turned out to be a success, but Test subject is perished. That one will kill you. And unexpected events give you blindness, nausea, mining fatigue, weakness, and slowness. So yeah, that's what the other bad effects are with the experimental pill. But yeah, as you can see, it is very random on what can actually come out of it. And we'll just get rid of that right there. And up next, these are the weapons that you can make. And this is the plasma cannon. And to make the plasma cannon, it takes 3 hydrogen rods, a battery, pliers, and 3 steel. And we'll get into how to make the hydrogen rods over there in a minute. But we're gonna take this plasma cannon over here, and we'll spawn in some. Oh, I went to the gas. So we'll spawn in some creepers. Forgot I was in peaceful mode, so we'll spawn some creepers in like there. And pretty much it has a big repulsive explosion. So yeah, those creepers just went flying everywhere, and they are all dead except that one. So there goes that guy, he's gonna die. And once you actually make this gun, it is powered by hydrogen rods, so you would essentially need a ton of hydrogen rods to use this gun. But yeah, that's the hydrogen rod. Up next is the rod disc, and to make it, it takes a hydrogen rod, pliers, and a battery, and this is essentially a frisbee. We'll throw it, and it will shoot out and come back, so I guess it's like a boomerang. So we'll take some cows to show off what it does, so we'll just take one. We'll charge it up, throw it. It doesn't do much damage, as you can see, but if it keeps flying around, it could come back and hit it again, but... Ow, my ears. Okay, so that was the rod... Excuse me, that was the rod disc. And yeah, it doesn't do much, but if you want a boomerang slicer, you can. Up next, this is the antenna, and to make it, it takes a battery, a pliers, a steel, and a detonator. And this is kind of a component item. It doesn't do much on its own, but if you ever have something that needs the antenna, this is how you make it. Up next, this is the Einstein, and to make the Einstein, it takes 3 redstone rods, a battery, pliers, and 3 steel. And what this gun does is, well, it's kind of brutal on what it actually does. So get rid of that. I'm gonna try to get rid of these gas blocks so I don't have to deal with it. Getting poisoned every single time I walk out here. Okay, we good? Okay, I think we're good. So I guess because it's coming night, we'll spawn some zombies in, but essentially what the Einstein does is it will shoot at them, and it will decapitate whatever it kills, which I think is really brutal. Yeah, I don't really like the Einstein that much, but yeah, this is what it looks like in third person as well. Really cool looking, I guess. But yeah, yikes. What are you doing in here? Go away. So there goes the creeper. He's in many pieces. Okay. And to actually make those redstone rods, it takes just a redstone and a rod, like right over here. And this right here is a nuclear rod, and there is no crafting recipe for it, so you would have to acquire this in creative mode. But this is used for more nuclear and really powerful items. And to actually make the hydrogen rod, like for the plasma cannon and for the rod disc, it takes a water bucket and a rod to make 1 hydrogen rod. And here are some really strong weapons over here. This is the M202 hack, and it does take a nuclear rod, so you cannot craft this in a basic survival world. But to make it, it takes a hydrogen rod, a fuse, a nuclear rod, pliers, an M202RR, an explosive box, and an ammunition box. And I will get into what those other 3 that I showed in here do and how you craft them. Over here, this is the Seeker. And to make it, it takes 3 antenna, a battery, a pliers, a detonator, 2 steel, and an M202RR. And essentially, this is a heat-seeking rocket launcher. So we'll go out here. We'll shoot at the spider. So as you can see, once you shoot it, it blows them up. And also you can see it kind of blows up the blocks around it. So yeah, really strong rocket launcher. And after going over the heat seeker, this is the detonator. And to make the detonator, it takes a battery, a fuel, pliers, and a rocket to make a detonator. And what it does is, well, we'll take it out here for a second. We'll go a little far over here, so we're not gonna blow up the setup. And you right click the ground to set up this time bomb or plastic explosive. And if you shift and right click, it will explode. So yeah, that is the detonator. I didn't go over it earlier, but this is the M202RR. It's a rocket launcher, and yeah, it shoots rockets. And it does blow up the world like that, which I think is kind of cool. And to shoot it, it takes rockets like I showed before. And yeah, I think it's a pretty basic level weapon. And up next, this is the flamethrower, and this takes fuel to shoot. And we'll go over here to this little forest and light it on fire. And as it just said in chat, if you hold R or press R, you can open up this little menu to pretty much either shoot a thin line of fire or a wide line of fire. And you can customize it so you can be like in the middle or more on this side. But this is the wide range. This is the middle, so not as much. And this is the one. And it's actually a blue flame, which I think is kind of cool. So yeah, there you go. This is the flamethrower. And next we're going to go over is the Tesla, and this takes batteries to shoot. And just like the flamethrower, if you press R, you can open up this little dial system again if you want a thin line or a wide line. So we're just going to go over the thin line. So it zaps everything around here, and it can destroy your world if you're not careful. And we'll shoot that creeper over there. Yeah, he's dead. And of course, this is the wide area. So kind of crazy. And do be warned, if you set it to the wide area, it takes more batteries. So if you want to have a huge area of effect, you want to have a lot of batteries. And coming over here, we're going to get over to some of the armor and some of the more items that you can make. And up first, this is the nuke top, and to make it, it takes 5 steel in a crafting pattern like so, with a pliers to make a nuke top, and the nuke bottom takes 5 steel and a pliers in that fashion. And if you put them in a certain way, you can get these sort of nukes. So we'll show that off in just a sec with these nuke tops and bottoms. And we're actually going to go and grab some pliers over here. Where are they? There they are. So we'll grab the pliers, and we'll go out here and show you what types of nukes you can make. So if you just do a basic nuke building area like this, and you right click it with the pliers, it'll make a normal nuke. And if you right click the nuke with the pliers, you can open it up right here and see the components that it needs. And right here you can see it takes a fuse. This is a time bomb, which we'll get into in a second, and this is a chip. And any of these empty items, it takes those nuclear rods. And once you put in the time bomb, this timer will go down and it'll tell you when it's about to explode. So we'll break that. And if you want that even bigger bomb, you want to pretty much do 4 of each, and you want to right click the top like so to make this giant mega nuke. So we'll open it up and you can see it's SAR Bomba. And what it takes is 8 hydrogen rods right here on the bottom, and then 8 nuclear rods on the top, 2 antennas, a fuse, and a time bomb, and this is a chip. And it will also tell you when it goes off. And you do not have to fill it up completely. So you can fill it in partially and then run away, and it'll have a smaller explosion. And right here, this is the controller. And to make the controller, it takes a chip, a detonator, an antenna, 2 batteries, a steel, and pliers. And pretty much what this does is it is an airstrike. And it takes 4 chips. It takes a nuke top and bottom, 3 hydrogen rods and 3 nuclear rods, an antenna, and this is a detonated explosive. And once you have all of them in here, you can hit this button right there to activate a nuke. But you can see there's something in it, and it will show a stealth bomber fly by and drop something down to explode. Up next, this is the flare, and to make the flare it takes a fuel, 2 dirt, and a rocket to make 8 flares. So we'll go out here and show off what it does. So we'll have it like that, and it'll shoot up some little flames, which I think is kind of cool, and if you walk into it you'll catch on fire, which I think is kind of neat as well. And if you ever break it, it explodes into a big ball of fire like so. Alright, and over here these are all the blocks and some other components that you can make for those items over there. And we're going to start with this block, which is the Mario block. And it takes 2 sand on top, 2 gravel on the bottom. And what this pretty much does, it is falling blocks. So we'll build a little thing right here. And it also blends in with things, so you can have little falling block traps. So we'll put the Mario right here, and once we walk across it, it will fall into normal gravel, which is kind of cool. You can set up real neat traps with this Mario block. And the counterpart to it is quicksand. And to make quicksand, it takes sand on top and gravel on the bottom to make quicksand. And we'll show this off right over here, which definitely blends in with the desert we're in. So we'll put this right here, and we are falling into the quicksand, and this will suffocate you once you fall into it, so be careful if you ever have a friend who sets up a quicksand trap. Right here, this is the barricade, and to make the barricade it takes 3 supply boxes, 2 LTDRs, 2 reactive blocks, a conduit, and pliers. And we're actually going to grab the pliers and show off what this barricade looks like, because it is one of those blocks you can construct. Set it to daytime so you can actually see, but to actually put it down, and you take your pliers and you just right click it a few times, and you get this little barricade with these blocks. I don't really know what they do though, but yeah, that's what the barricade looks like. You could have like a stockpile of them, and the blocks it's made out of are pretty unique, and I'll get into in a bit on what they actually do. And up next, this is the tower box. And to make the tower box, it takes 3 steel and a jump block, and we're gonna go and put it down. And you can actually see I put a few down for this little area, but I'm gonna put it right here, and it constructs, and it makes this tower that you can climb. You for some reason can't see in the middle, and you have this little piston looking block, but when you step on it, it'll shoot you up to the top of the tower so you can look out and see all your enemies. So yeah, there's a tower. And up next, this is the Easter egg. And to make the Easter egg, it takes 2 dirt and 2 cobblestone. And what this does is it summons a bunch of snow golems on jump blocks. So we'll put that here and have these guys. Oh, they just died. But yeah, it spawns jump blocks and they all fly into the air. Poor snow golems. Oh goodness. And up next is the bunker box. And to make it, it takes 4 camo, or smart camo, 4 conduits, and a pliers. And I don't really need to put that down because this is what the bunker looks like. Once you put it down, it will look like this. And it does adapt to your environment. So if you're in like a grass area, it'll make a green camo box. And if you're in a stone area, it will be gray. But because we're in the desert, it's all yellow and white. And to actually make those camo blocks, it takes 4 cobblestone, a pliers, and 4 steel to make smart camo. And you can see that there is the yellow, the gray, and the green camo. And that steel that we've been talking so much about, this is how you make it. It just takes 4 cobblestone to make 16 steel. And with steel, you can climb and place down. This is what it looks like. It's just a little tiny box, but you can climb it like a ladder, so I would say it's pretty beneficial and probably better than ladders in Minecraft. Up next, these are kind of component blocks that don't really do anything on their own. This is the weapon box, and to make it, it takes 2 ammunition boxes, 4 steel, 2 batteries, and a pliers. And unlike the tower and the Easter egg and the bunker, this is one that you cannot use with pliers to construct anything. And to make that ammunition box, it takes 4 rods, 4 steel, a pliers to get an ammunition box. And over here, this is the explosives, and to make it, it takes 4 steel, 2 flares, like 2 gas grenades, and pliers to make the explosive. And after that, this is the supply box, which I think is the most expensive. It takes 4 steel, an antenna, detonator, battery, and loader. And we'll get into what this loader is in just a second. Let me clear my inventory real quick. This is the jump block. This is the item that was over there that we saw the snow golems bouncing on. But to make it, it takes 2 cobblestone and 2 dirt to make 8 jump blocks, and it pretty much just launches you into the sky. Up next, this is the toaster, and for some reason, I don't really know what it does. I'm pretty sure it makes bread when you put in wheat, but I'm not 100% sure what it does. But to make it, it takes a steel, a seed, pliers, and a water bucket, and this is what it looks like. It doesn't really do much on its own, but yeah, there's the toaster. And this is the landmine, and to make the landmine, it takes a dirt, a battery, a rocket, and a pliers. And just like the Mario block, which we just showed off a little bit ago, this block also blends in with the environment. So we'll have these blocks right here that look like sand, but when you stand on them, they blow up. And they give that little ticking noise whenever they're about to blow up, which is in about half a second. But yeah, it'll pretty much kill you if you step on it. Oh, the landmine. And if you ever want to have teams, these are 2 teams that you can have. This is the Sigma armor. And to make the Sigma armor, it takes 5 steel, pliers, a cobblestone on top, bone, and a dirt on the bottom to make the Sigma armor block. And to make the Omega armor block, it takes this. It's pretty much the same recipe with 5 steel, a pliers, and a bone, but instead of a cobble on the top, it's a dirt on the top and a cobble on the bottom. And this is the roads, and this one looks like a mech, but trust me, it's pretty lame. And to make it, it takes 2 supply boxes, an antenna, a chip, a pliers, a TI core, a controller, a loader, and an LTDRRR to make this roads item. So we're gonna grab this and show off what its construction looks like. And I mean, it looks cool, but it doesn't really do anything. So we'll put that down, build it. Yep, there it is right here. This is the roads. I'll go into daytime so you can actually see it. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It kind of just looks like a big mech. I guess it's a cool statue to have, but yeah, I personally wouldn't recommend building it. You can actually see the one over there that I tested before I recorded. It's yeah, quite of a letdown. This is the next item we're going to go over. This is the reactive block, and to make it, it takes 4 smart camo, 4 conduits to make a reactive block. And what's kind of cool about this block is it doesn't like to be broken. So we'll place it down and we'll break it, and it didn't go away. So we'll just keep breaking it, but you can see that it's getting a little darker. And it takes about, I think, 15 or so breaks for it to actually go away. But yeah, it is very annoying to actually break once placed down, and you can actually see that this is made out of reactive blocks. So we'll be trying to break that, but it just won't go away, which, yeah, really annoying block. But it's pretty good to have if you don't want to get anybody in your house or whatever. This is the bastion, and to make the bastion, it takes 6 reactive blocks, 2 conduits, and pliers. So we're gonna take that out real quick to show what it does. We'll go out of here. We'll go over here by the roads that we just made to show off the bastion. So put that down, build it up. And this is the bastion. It's made out of reactive blocks, but yeah, I would say this is a better version of the barricade because it's way bigger and wider, but yeah, pretty good at defending people from getting inside your base. And here are some traps that you can make. This is the quicksand trap, and to make it, it takes 4 conduits and 4 quicksand to make some quicksand trap. And we'll actually hold off on that in just a second with the next trap, which is the landmine trap. And to make it, it takes 4 landmines, 4 conduits, and a pliers to make a landmine trap. And the last trap is the Mario trap. And to make it, it takes 4 Marios, 4 steel, and pliers to make a Mario trap. And if you ever want to know how to make conduits, it takes 4 steel, 4 rods, and a redstone rod to make 16 conduits. And let's go show off what these traps look like. And yes, we are going to go over what those nukes do at the very end of the video. This is the quicksand trap. So it pretty much just turns the ground below you into quicksand. Next is the landmine trap. Turns the ground into landmines. And next is the Mario trap, which I believe, yeah, it just makes a pit below you that you can fall under. So yeah, those are the traps. And coming over here, we're gonna get over to some of the armor and some of the more items that you can make. And up first, this is the nuke top. And to make it, it takes 5 steel in a crafting pattern like so, with a pliers to make a nuke top. And the nuke bottom takes 5 steel and a pliers in that fashion. And if you put them in a certain way, you can get these sort of nukes. So we'll show that off in just a sec with these nuke tops and bottoms. And we're actually going to go and grab some pliers over here. Where are they? There they are. So we'll grab the pliers, and we'll go out here and show you what types of nukes you can make. So if you just do a basic nuke building area like this, and you right click it with the pliers, it'll make a normal nuke. And if you right click the nuke with the pliers, you can open it up right here and see the components that it needs. And right here you can see it takes a fuse. This is a time bomb, which we'll get into in a second, and this is a chip. And any of these empty items, it takes those nuclear rods. And once you put in the time bomb, this timer will go down and it'll tell you when it's about to explode. So we'll break that. And if you want that even bigger bomb, you want to pretty much do 4 of each, and you want to right click the top like so to make this giant mega nuke. So we'll open it up and you can see it's Sarabamba. And what it takes is 8 hydrogen rods right here on the bottom, and then 8 nuclear rods on the top, 2 antennas, a fuse, and a time bomb, and this is a chip. And it will also tell you when it goes off. And you do not have to fill it up completely. So you can fill it in partially and then run away and it'll have a smaller explosion. And right here, this is the controller. And to make the controller, it takes a chip, a detonator, an antenna, 2 batteries, a steel, and pliers. And pretty much what this does is, it is an airstrike. And it takes 4 chips, it takes a nuke top and bottom, 3 hydrogen rods and 3 nuclear rods, an antenna, and this is a detonated explosive. And once you have all of them in here, you can hit this button right there to activate a nuke. But you can see there's something in it, and it will show a stealth bomber fly by and drop something down to explode. Up next, this is the flare. And to make the flare, it takes a fuel, 2 dirt, and a rocket to make 8 flares. So we'll go out here and show off what it does. So we'll have it like that, and it'll shoot up some little flames, which I think is kind of cool. And if you walk into it, you'll catch on fire, which I think is kind of neat as well. And if you ever break it, it explodes into a big ball of fire like so. And going over here, this is the LTDRR, which is essentially binoculars. And to make it, it takes 2 steel, a chip, pliers, battery, detonator, an antenna, and a crafting pattern like so. And we'll take it out, and yes, it really is just binoculars. So we'll zoom in a bit and see that chicken. Hi, chicken. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is. This is another component item. This is the CU core, and to make it, it takes 3 conduits, a chip, pliers, and 2 steel to make a CU core. And you can just keep upgrading it like so. Instead of the conduit right there, it takes the CU core to get a W core. And same with over here, you take a W core to get a TI core. And right here, this is the troll face. And to make the troll face, it just takes 2 sand. And for some reason, you can place it down, which I think is kind of funny. And you just have a troll face right here. And you can also put it on your face, so you can look like a real troll whenever you want. And over here, this is the armor set. This is the rebel set. You cannot craft at all. So we'll put on the rebel vest and outfit. And this is what it looks like. This is the nuker set. We'll put that on as well. Okay, I'll grab all this stuff right here. This is the nuker outfit. This is the Intel helmet O, So grab the set. And this is the Intel O set. This is the hacker set. I'll just put this on. And this is what it looks like. This is the Rebel Helmet S. So put all this on like so, and yeah, there we go. We look really cool looking with some of these armors. This is the Nuker S. So we'll slide that on real quick. I kind of like this one the most. I think it looks the coolest. Just my personal opinion. This is the Intel Helmet S with the other bits of pieces. I think this one's pretty cool too with that thing in the middle. This is the Hacker S set, which will look like this. You look like a nerd with those little glasses on. This is the camo set, or the green camo set. So I'll put that on and we'll look all sneaky with our green camo. And finally, this is the gray camo set. We'll grab all that. And this is what it looks like. And yes, you cannot craft any of these armor sets. Okay, and here are those two items, the fuse and the chip that I was talking about just a bit ago. This is the chip. It takes 2 toasters, a detonator, an antenna, 2 batteries, pliers, and a loader to get 1 chip. And for the fuse over here, it takes a battery, 2 pliers, a steel, and a fuse. So now that we're a safe distance away from our little setup, we're going to show off some of the nuclear items that we have. And the M202 hack, which I showed a little bit ago, I didn't show it off immediately because it is a nuke in it itself. And when you shoot it, it will pretty much fly in random directions until it eventually hits something. So we'll try and blow up this little dirt sphere in the sky. So let's shoot our M202 hack. And you can see it's just flying randomly into the sky. I really hope it'll actually hit something, so we'll follow it for a little bit. If it doesn't hit anything, I'll cut back to when it does. Okay, I'm back, and it is still flying into the sky. It's really high up into there, and I'm not going to wait for it to eventually randomly come back down, so we're going to just go right here, shoot it down. And you get a big mushroom cloud right here. So that was the M202 hack, and when it actually explodes, you can see that the ground has these little green particles around there. That is radiation, and once you step on it, you get poison, nausea, blindness, and slowness. So yeah, probably best to stay away from any sort of nuke when it goes off, because then the ground will be irradiated. But yeah, that was the M202 hack, and you can see that one I threw up there is still flying around and not doing anything. You can barely see it, but yeah, we're not gonna wait on that thing to hit the ground. So the first nuke we're actually gonna go over is the basic nuke right here. So first we need to grab a time bomb, a fuse, I believe the antenna as well, and some pliers to actually open it. So we'll open this up, and we need to put in the fuse, keep another one, ooh, and a chip. We need to get the chip. Chip. So put the chip right there, and we're gonna fill it up with nuclear rods. So you can see it adds more megatons, and it gets more and more red on how bad it's gonna be. So we'll throw in the time bomb, and it'll go off like there, and we're gonna just back up a bit for it to explode. Alright, we're just gonna wait here for a second, and when it does get to about the 10-second mark, it will let you know in the chat that it's about to explode and you're probably about to die, like, yeah, right there. So we'll stand back and it'll blow up, and those cows are probably gonna die because this is a really big nuke. Yep, there they go. So you get a really cool mushroom cloud. Yeah, this thing is pretty bad. Pretty big nuke. Like it's reached over here, and it's still expanding. So we'll reload the chunks just to see how bad this is really getting. And it's still blowing up, which is even crazier. So try to reload the chunks again. You can see the ground is blown up. I'm surprised this sphere right here didn't get blown up at all, but yeah, you can see the whole ground has been blown up. There's a huge pit in the ground now. I believe all these blocks are irradiated. Well, some of them are, the cobble isn't. But yeah, all this grass and dirt over here is irradiated. The trees are gone. I probably wouldn't swim in that water. You'll probably grow like 3 arms or something off your back. But yeah, that's the basic nuke. And now for the mega guy, or I believe it was the Tsar Bomba. So we'll throw this guy down here, and we'll open it up, and it takes 2 antennas, a fuse. Oh, dang it! I forgot another chip. Okay, a chip. Throw it right there, and we'll wait off on the time bomb because it will not go off if I don't put it in there. So we'll fill that up, and it's 50 megatons. I believe the last one was 25. And we'll put this in there, and we are going to get the heck out of here. Because this thing makes this thing look like a freaking child. So we'll back up and just watch this giant Tsar Bomba explode and pretty much destroy this whole world. And it really does give you a warning that this thing is about to blow up. So here we go. Any minute now. Yep, there it goes. Oh boy, yep, look at that. Even bigger mushroom cloud. All those mobs are getting sucked in and killed. It's all the way down there. Like, really, really big nuclear explosion. Yep, that sphere's gone. So, yeah, this is... Oh my god. Keep reloading the chunks. No, yeah, my chunks can't even load in because of how big this place is. So, all of the ground is now gone, and you can see down here that this stone is turned into scorched stone, which, yeah, I mean, a big fireball like so would probably scorch the stone. And if there was any trees nearby, they have become petrified wood, which you cannot do anything with because it's a burnt piece of wood. But yeah, ginormous pit in the ground. All this sand is probably irradiated. Is it? No, I guess it's not. Well, that's weird. But yeah, you can see all this ground is gone because of that huge bomb. But yeah, that was the Tsar Bomba, and just look how big that pit is. Holy moly. It is very, very violent. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this little mod review. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, and if you like my content, hit that subscribe button, and if not, then it's okay. And if you have any criticisms that you would like to give or any feedback, just let me know in the comments below. I really like to improve my work and make sure I'm making the best quality stuff I can. And if there is a mod that you want me to look over, let me know in the comments, and I'll look into it and see if we can get into a video. With that, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!